This young man is truly talented. He took out a wrench he had treasured for years and quickly placed it into the fire for high-temperature roasting. It turns out that next month is the old father's 60th birthday. The young man plans to use this wrench to create an unparalleled masterpiece as a birthday gift for his father. At first, when the family found out, they all mocked him, asking if he couldn't afford to give a decent gift. What could he possibly do with just a broken wrench? However, the young man was not concerned, as he had already planned a custom design for this worn-out wrench in his mind. At this moment, you can see the young man cutting the newly forged billet into 3 equal parts, while using a grinder to polish and refine them. Subsequently, take 2 copper components that are of identical dimensions and position them in between. What purpose does this action fulfill? If anyone knows, please share in the comments so everyone can learn. Next, they continue to reheat the entire piece until it's red hot, then take it out and use a machine for repeated forging, compared to manual forging in the past. The machine's efficiency is faster and better, just requiring the constant adjustment of the blackbody's direction to ensure it is fully compressed, gradually forging it into shape. First, the large formed blank is placed on the machine, where the surface impurities are ground off. Then a design pattern is fixed on top and the shape is marked out with spray paint. This allows for grinding according to the outlined shape, removing the excess parts. With the young man's impressive and dazzling operations, the overall outline swiftly became apparent. So, at this juncture, have you guessed what the young man is crafting? You can type your answer in the comments section to see if your guess is correct. But that's not all. The young man then places it back into the furnace for heating, a process known as quenching. After the quenching process, the overall performance will be significantly enhanced, followed by another round of meticulous grinding and polishing. And just like that, a shiny, gleaming sword blade is completed. How about that? Isn't it very beautiful? Then the young man will cut a section of chain, also placing it into the furnace to heat until red hot, and then manually forge it on an iron needle. Compared to machine forging, manual forging tests the craftsman's skills even more. However, the young man has been learning blacksmithing from his father since he was 3 years old. 20 years have passed and he has already honed his skills to perfection, so these tasks are not difficult for him. After the components are shaped by hammering, they need to be polished to remove surface impurities and cut using a machine, and then processed into the corresponding shape and design. The editor won't provide too much introduction, as I'm sure those with strong hands-on skills can understand. The young man has truly gone to great lengths to perfectly craft this extraordinary weapon. Working tirelessly for 12 hours is truly exhausting. As the saying goes, giving a like is an act of kindness. It's not just about duty. Since you've read this far, I'm sure you'd gladly show some love to such a craftsman. Your support is the driving force behind our continued creativity, and we are immensely grateful to everyone. Finally, after assembling all the parts that were crafted, a masterpiece weapon made from a discarded wrench is now complete. How does it seem to you? Doesn't it feel remarkably exquisite? Are you thoroughly impressed by the effect? You truly have to admire the young man's exceptional craftsmanship and outstanding execution. If you were to rate the young man's craftsmanship out of 100, what score would you give? Feel free to leave a comment.